Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Thank you, God. I lived another year. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if he woke up this morning singing that song. Or did
No,
he?
it just shows how cocky he got. Okay, he got cocky. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good.
Is there a delay?
No? Oh,
Okay, good.
I think I fixed it.
You fixed it?
Yeah.
Good. Now we can talk. We can talk. Listen, the whole show today is about Diddy. I told you guys I wanted to know more about who this Kristina Khorram was. I found out who she was today.
That's me.
Okay. Today we're going to talk about okay. Today we're going to talk about KK and the enterprise, the people that are in the enterprise and what they did. This is outlandish. So, you could believe it if you want to. You don't have to if you don't. I mean, I think it's true. It's crazy. We're going to talk about how Diddy got hooked up with El Chapo. Someone asked me if I could play the happy birthday video again. Y'all really want to hear it again, huh?
That's arrogance, isn't it? You know, really you've been out here just terrorizing the world. Then you want to get up and stretch it out. Happy birthday to me.
Y'all messy. Anyway, let's get into it because it's so much to talk about. We're going to talk about Stevie J, Kristina Khorram, Gene Deal, Shyne, and Keefe D. And that's a lot. I don't even know who we should go into first. Let's start with maybe Shyne, and then because that's
pretty good.
Yeah, let's start with Shyne till more people get in the room. And then I'm going to move my main story up next because, Perry, it might take me so long to talk about it that I need enough time. And you guys, look, I've had a long day. I put in a lot of work. Pharrell. Someone says, Pharrell, you look beautiful. Thank you. Is that a compliment? You called me Pharrell. Anyway, this information that we got really took a long time. So I really am tired. It took me a long time today. We had to talk to a lot of people, go through a lot. And we're froze again. Damn. We are froze again. Why does this keep happening?
I think I fixed my end. I got to fix yours later.
Well, let me see if I could try to do this. Hold on 1 second. You guys, me and Perry are having a huge internet problem. It has nothing to do with us. It's because we live in Vegas. Let's see if this works.
And I enjoyed this great, intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on. And don't distort it as if, he and I were bombali. This is someone that destroyed my life.
Were you aware of the freak offs?
Sir, I had nothing to do with Sean Combs' personal life, no interaction. That level, everything was strictly on a professional level.
Now that's Shyne's barrels. You guys remember he went to jail for Diddy for 10 years of his life, and Diddy set him up. Diddy said, if you take the fall, I will pay for your attorney fees and all of that. And halfway through the trial, he realized Diddy stopped paying for his attorney fees. And not only that, he quit talking to him, and Shyne was on his own. And I don't know why Shyne didn't say, I didn't do that. It was Diddy. I don't know why he took the rap, the blame. But you guys know how the street life is. So back in the day, he was very dedicated to street code, which is dumb. Street code is dumb. It's just designed to, it's for idiots. No offense. You know, you don't put anybody before yourself or your damn family talking about street code. You don't want to be a snitch, but he didn't. So, but a miracle took place when he got out. He was able to turn his life around. You know, he also got deported. He had to go to Belize and live with a father that he didn't know. His father was the prime minister of Belize. And so everything kind of worked out for Shyne. He is now a congressman in his country. And I'm sure one day he's going to run for prime minister. Here's part 2 of the video. Let's see if we can find part 2. And it's a miracle that he's not even hostile. Let's hear this, and then I'm going to ask you some questions, Perry.
And he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave. I moved on, did not do any business.
You said he helped fund your political enterprise.
I never said that. I said that he proposed to give the Howard Scholarship, which is what I do in all realms. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who...
And there you have it. It's just a little snippet.
And I enjoyed...
Shout out to Shyne for turning his whole life around after 10 years, and claims to this day he's not bitter. Child, I don't know how he not bitter. I would be bitter.
You know, I think he sort of stuck, Sharrell, like he was still part of it because he probably was going to get a little bit of it. But I think he just did his time. And, you know, the street code, maybe he could have been more forceful and said, no, Diddy did it. But I think that at the time, he thought that maybe by Diddy paying his attorneys, they would get off, and then waited too deep. You know, maybe he testified a little too early and said what he was going to say, and then it was too late to change it around. I'm not sure. But I'll still be bitter. But, you know.
Me too.
I still be bitter. But then right now, he's probably, the sun probably coming out now, and he's feeling like some justice has came around, probably, because he got a little bit more pickup in his step. You know, Diddy is done. And
Diddy's done.
For people who think Diddy got their back, like Shyne, you're going to find out the hard way. You thinking this guy paying your attorney bill. He ain't paying your attorney bill, but he at the club paying people to say you did it. You know, that's the kind of shit Diddy do. It's all messed up.
All right, let's get into what took me so long all day. You guys know I like to go on midday, kind of early. This research took a long time and is quite crazy. And you want to know, how does El Chapo get involved with Diddy? I'm getting ready to tell you. It is absolutely insane. And just when I think these things can't get any worse, that they do. Now, this started yesterday when we were waiting around for the results to come in on what do you call that, for his bail that we knew was going to get rejected. So I started tinkering around the internet with you guys, and then we found out that his right-hand man, I know she's a woman, right-hand woman, is Kristina Khorram. They call her KK. Okay. KK started working for him in 2013. And she has a clean record. She went to college, parents, the whole thing. We did a thorough background check on her. So on paper, she's perfect, right?
Yeah.
But not only was she perfect, she really turned into a criminal her damn self. Now, while Diddy's in jail, his business is still running. Okay, so I asked, who are some of the people? So they knew that this was coming. Well, they made A plan and a B plan. B plan is if he went to jail, the business was to run as usual. So he has a normal side of the company. And in that realm would be people like Natalie Moore, Chet Pope, I gotta skip him, Dion, Tariq Brooks, Mr. Samuels, Jay London, Dr. Stephen Perry. Okay, these were supposed to be all the legit people that worked at the enterprise. The unlegit people would be KK, and they say she's the ringleader. Frankie Santella, he is supposed to be the management of strategic partnership. I don't know what that means. And Tariq A. Brooks, who's supposed to be the president, but they said that they help with his dirty work. So he's doing a lot of crazy dirty work, Diddy, for miles. But they're saying back around 2020, KK suggests that they go into the cannabis business. They put I believe Diddy paid $185 million to go into cannabis. They wanted to go into cannabis business. They were going to branch off into other things. And this sounds really crazy. Like you're talking about Diddy wanted to use his cannabis company to sell the weed, but launder his money through there. And I'm going to start selling out of his cannabis companies. And this would have been the perfect business because cannabis brings in a lot of money anyway, and he could really funnel a lot of money, dirty money through that. Okay. So I thought that was weird when this person told me that. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Diddy is a billionaire. Why would he need to go into cannabis business and turn it into dirty money? They said, if you don't believe me, he called one day the Mexican cartel, Sinaloa, I hope I'm saying it right, which is El Chapo's cartel. So we know that in Mexico, there's lots of crooked governments, lots of cartels, but El Chapo was the main one. And he's running it from prison. So let me step aside for a minute and add this to it. And that's what they set up to do, Diddy, if he was to go to jail. They were to continue to run the business, take orders from Diddy in prison. It sounds crazy. But the reason why this makes sense, do you guys remember yesterday I was telling you, they were saying that the government had the right, if found guilty, to pretty much take all of his money and his businesses away from him. They did that so he can't run any kind of business from prison. Okay. Now let's get back to him. KK's bright idea. Let's get a cannabis. All they were waiting for was approval. So he put $185 million down on this cannabis. Okay. And they were going to funnel money through it. Sounds crazy. According to the rumors, one of Diddy's people called El Chapo's cartel, and they wanted to start doing business with them, right? And they wanted to go into the drug business and the trafficking business. Now I'm sitting here going, okay, this is too much. Stop. How do I know that this is true? They said, well, one of the cartel tried to sue Diddy. They knew that what they were doing, they can't legally sue him, but they wanted to tip off the government of what was going on. So I go looking at the papers. Now I'm not going to put the El Chapo person's name up because I'm no fool, but I can read to you from the court documents. And I want to read this paragraph to you guys, okay? It says, plaintiff alleges following due to what appears to be his connections with the Sinaloa drug cartel. On May 5th, 2021, plaintiffs received a call from an unidentified business partner of Sean Diddy Combs. The business partner told plaintiff that Combs was wanting to set up some business deals with the Sinaloa I can't, it's a Spanish word, Sinaloa cartel. Plaintiff responded by saying that he was always willing to set up business deals with Rich for, drugs. Combs' business partner stated that Combs was looking to make a deal to get some young girls and boys for a party in New York. So he sets up, he says, let's start working together in the drug world. They were okay with that, but then he called back and said, well, do you guys have any young boys and girls that you can send? And they said no. It says, while plaintiff wanted to speak to Combs himself, he told the business partner that such an arrangement could not happen because the cartel did not traffic underage kids. The business partner told the plaintiff, nothing to worry about because Combs has everything to lock street slang for no one can F with you. So he's telling them that I'm pretty powerful in my country. Nothing's going to happen if you do this. Now, and it goes on and on and on, the court documents. But that was, Perry, do you believe this? Now, we know it was filed, but we also know that a judge threw it out to saying that I can't oversee illegal activities. What do you think?
Look, I mean, because it was a stupid lawsuit in a sense that, look, who gonna say, yeah, this guy ruined your criminal business, right? So you get the right to sue him. But it was bigger than that. I think they had tried to work some things out and probably had worked out a deal to get some drugs and stuff smothered, transported. But then Diddy wanted to go a step further. He wanted to know if they got any little boys and girls they could send along with it. And then the cartel was like, damn, hold up now. I mean, we'll do all this. Now, we can't send you little boys and girls. Even they got a line somewhere.
But the whole thing is quite confusing. Diddy's already a billionaire. Why would you need to run an illegal cannabis company? Make that make sense.
Well, look, I mean, it's a legit business if you go into it for the right reason. It's a way to smother money because when he's making all this money, he can say it's coming from here. And if you got people smoking your weed from the legal spot, you also can sell them weed from the illegal spot too. You know what I mean? Like, it's a way to just legalize his on the street activities, I think.
The whole thing, I didn't believe a word of it when it was told to me, except that we found the court papers and we can't deny that one of El Chapo's guys actually filed a lawsuit and they had no intentions of winning. They were trying to alert the American government.
Which they did.
Which they did. I know. It's
basically crazy. Sharrell, like, it was crazy because I remember seeing this article. And I was like, well, what kind of, and at the time I can't remember who was getting sued, but how are you gonna sue somebody for messing up your drug business? Like, who would say that? But then now looking at it, it's like somebody that had this big deal probably going on and you canceled out because you couldn't receive no little boys and girls. That's how Diddy, how freaky he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now you don't mess it up and these guys mad because, hey, we can't send you the little boys and girls. We can send you these drugs though, but oh no, I can't do that. I got to have the full package. And this is their way of getting even.
The whole thing sounds crazy to me, including KK being a clean person, a normal person, turning into, they call her the manipulator. She's turned into a crook. She turned into a crook. And it doesn't make any sense. But I do know this. So we hear that they're all panicked now. They're all panicked. But business is going on as usual. 2 people turned on Diddy from the enterprise. I'm thinking it might be Frankie Santella, and I'm thinking it might be the drug dealer Brendan Paul, because they let him out. And when you see that things are getting tight, and it'll be a minute before they knock on my door, that's the first thing I would do, play Let's Make a Deal. But we won't find out because they're also going to open another grand jury because there's a lot going on. So we've got this government, I mean, Diddy being arrested and all that's going on. Then we still have him talking to, it was Tupac's crew here in Las Vegas. And who else are they talking to? I said it yesterday. I can't remember.
Oh, that was the Clark County. Okay, basically, they're talking to the investigators here in Clark County to mesh some of that stuff together to possibly, file charges on Diddy for that.
Right. So it's like a whole bunch of investigations going on at one time. And one of the investigations going on is with this Keefe D situation. Now, I don't even know if I should play this tape because remember what happened last time? Okay, so let me tell you this. So Keefe D, let me see if I can find his picture, is been saying for years that Diddy paid him $1 million for the Tupac hit. Okay. And nobody really listened about it. Like no one really said anything about it. He said he started talking about it right after his nephew, the Pow Pow person, passed away. Keefe D started going on, not just Vlad TV. He started going on a whole bunch of other podcasts and YouTube channels, and he just started talking about the story like no one was listening. I don't know. Maybe he thought if you haven't got it now, you're not going to get me ever. So he starts talking. Okay, so the reason that the investigators are talking to them, they're going to go through with this case. Now they're saying that Keefe D wanted bail. I think it was WAC 100 had got with somebody that he wouldn't name who it was to get Keefe D out. And rumors are they did not release Keefe D. They're saying because Keefe D's life was in danger and that Diddy was looking after him and really wanted to talk to him because he's also saying that when Diddy first mentioned that something should happen to Tupac, that Andre Harrell was in the room. Okay. So Andre Harrell and Keefe D would be the only eyewitnesses to the Tupac crime. Well, Andre Harrell is gone now. He's no longer with us. I don't know if it's coincidence or if he's silencing witnesses. The only person still here to even give firsthand information is Keefe D. So this is why they didn't let him out of prison, because they knew that Diddy was going to contact him if it wasn't Diddy himself going through WAC 100 to get him out.
Right.
But they're saying they want to keep Keefe D alive, and the safest place for him right now is prison. What are your thoughts, Perry?
No, I mean, that's my thought. I think Diddy went through WAC. Or, because Diddy always never hands-on do anything.
That's right.
This one to go 2 or 3 steps down the road. I think he had somebody contact WAC. It wasn't P. Diddy himself. Hey, let's just do this. It'd be a good idea. You can get some interviews. But his main goal was to silence the situation. If he's the only one left that can speak on it, let's go ahead and shut him up, because I don't care what the records have said in the past that he had mentioned already. Let's go ahead and take him out, and I can no longer have to worry about the Tupac murder. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking.
The reason why I'm slow to judgment here is like, if all this stuff is true, it's just unbelievable. Like it's just a lot, like, oh my God, he's taking out legends, Biggie and Tupac, and
right.
He's has an X ring, and it's just what? Right. It just is overwhelming.
It's different because it's probably, you really can't relate it to our community. As if you was talking about the mob itself, these things, you can say, oh yeah, I see the big picture. But you thinking this brother growing up like that, being successful, that he wouldn't go to these measures. But, crazy don't have a color line. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Diddy is. He's very controlling and all this, and not to be trusted. and you ain't got to the part yet, but we'll get to it later. If anybody in the enterprise or the camp, I'd be in there talking right now.
Yeah.
Don't become another Shyne.
But they're not gonna give KK a plea deal, and let me tell you why. They're saying that they are modeling this case after the Jeffrey Epstein case, and in that case, they did not give Elon Maxwell any immunity. In fact, they were charging her as a co-conspirator with Jeffrey Epstein. So if they're modeling after that, she's not going to be able to get any kind of immunity, which is really crazy because she was this white woman who lived in the suburbs and parents lived in $1 million home. What is KK thinking? Now you are some drug lord assistant. It just doesn't make any sense. Well,
Yeah.
did she get caught up in the lifestyle? What the hell? Oh, and then the sex parties. She was involved in that. I'll just say it like that. I don't want to get too crazy. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Why would this white lady want to hang out with these thugs and throw her life away? Make it make sense.
Like I said, crazy don't have a color line. Being a thief don't have a color line. And most people would think if you went to a Christian church and all this and private schools, you won't grow up to be a thief. Greedy people become thieves. She used what she had to make money and then to get her freak on at the same time.
That's what we heard. Yeah. She kept him supplied with the drugs and everything. Do you think the drug dealer, Brendan, he was in jail, they let him out on bond. Do you think he played Let's Make a Deal?
That's what I think. Because I think, like, typically, if they can arrest you like that, it wasn't the amount he had him on that day. That they probably had a whole bunch of other stuff on him that, hey, or later down the road, including him into the package with Diddy and his drug arrangements to say, hey, you talk to us now, or you going down? Because you notice we haven't seen him since.
Who?
The drug guy.
The drug dealer? We have not. We have not.
I mean,
Anyway.
and Diddy still got his little fanny pack. So where is he at? He don't got the hell alone. He don't said, hey, I'm done. I'm talking. Because he'll cover that part, how they receive the shipments, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
It's just an unbelievable story. And the more you dig into it, the worse it gets. I mean, now you are telling El Chapo's people that, I got a lot of pull here. It's cool. Don't worry about No. Ghetto Cooking Show says, KK probably at Russell's house right now. She needs to get out of town if she's going to skip town. And Stevie J needs to get out of town if he's going to skip town. Let's talk about Stevie J for a minute.
They should go ahead and pull her passport too.
KK?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what she gonna do. I don't know. You were saying that if you skip town, the reason that Russell Simmons is getting away with what he's getting away with is because, according to the rumors, he's paying off the government. Well, I don't think she has that kind of money. Do you think she has that kind of money? Like as much money as Diddy?
No. She worked for Diddy. No, she don't get that kind of money. I think Russell get away with it because, like I said, not to put limitations on what he did, but his crime is not as high as what Diddy and them did. And I know people have traditional laws where they say, oh, no, this country, they don't allow that. These countries can do what the hell they want to do, especially when the United States put some pressure on them. I think if Diddy was to go and hang out with Russell might have company for 3 or 4 days, then they coming to pick Diddy ass up.
Yeah.
That's I think. But we ain't got to worry about it because he said happy birthday and he's at home now.
You're messy. You are messy. Let's move on. So we started going into the background of a lot of the so-called enterprise people, and I think the ones that we just named were obvious. KK, Brendan, Frankie Santella, and Moy. Then we have Stevie J. Okay, so Stevie J is not really shocking anybody by being a member of the enterprise. Stevie J has known Diddy from the 90s, had been going through those parties since they started. Stevie J made a lot of money, but he came out publicly and said that he was a drug addict. I can't play the clip, but he came out and said like he was on the white powder, H, stuff like that. And you could tell something was wrong with him when he was on Love and what's it called? Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah,
I don't watch it anymore, but him and Jocelyn both came up. But what I didn't know is that in 2016, Jocelyn had called Stevie gay. She said he was bi. He slept with both men and women. And then a couple weeks later, she withdrew her statement because according to the rumors that Stevie threatened the hell out of her. Now, and then his best buddy, what's his name? The light-skinned guy with no net, they always calling him gay too. But take a listen to when Stevie threatened Jocelyn. Take a listen.
I just watched this interview that this girl did on Stewie Rock and all that, talking about no music on the radio in 20 years. I'm still getting more residuals off of any song I did in the 90s than you'll ever get off any of them bum-ass songs you're doing with Dro or any of these niggas. 2, I got a #1 record right now. You'll never have that. I sound like a hoe. Watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Only hoes sell pussy, so what does that make you? Be careful, you know what I'm saying? Be very careful, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not your husband.
So I made somebody send me that because someone said, well, he threatened Jocelyn. And I said, where's your proof? And they sent me that video. And he did say, be careful, be very careful. They was just running amok. And Stevie J took down a lot of his pictures today on IG. It's obvious Diddy is never coming back home. They're never going to let him come back home. It is what it is. And so y'all are messy. I'm not gonna say that. No, stop. I gotta still work. Y'all are messy. But I like Stevie. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Stevie. If he likes boys and girls, boys and men, not boys, men and women. That's his business. I don't care what he does. But I was shocked about his allegiance to Diddy and how long they have been friends. And Stevie J is supposedly broke, but if you start looking down his catalog, Stevie J has produced some really big hits, like Mariah Carey's Honey, You Can Have Me When You Want Me. What's that name of that song?
I can't remember. You know what? I mean, yeah. Okay. You could sell your house for a lot of money. But that don't mean you could sell it year after year after year because you don't sold it. He don't made the money off those stuff. And if his habit is bad, as he said it was, so are the royalties. Those little checks come in, and music ain't selling the way it used to be. So if you get that habit and got used to that royalty money coming in, wake up. If he even still owned the rights and all that different stuff.
But my point being, Perry, is that Stevie J had some humongous hits. He should have did something with that money. How you gonna be broke 20 years later, huh?
He said he did do something with the money.
What?
He inspired P. Diddy to go open up the camera.
Oh no, I mean real. Like Perry, if you made money like that, you would invest your money.
Right, but a lot of people don't because they think it happens. So if I just got this month, it's gonna happen every month, every 5 or 6 months. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't think that way. It's a lot of people that made millions on top of millions and broke now.
Love on High says, whatever happened to his little white boy drug runner? We don't know where he is. That's why we said they're saying 2 people of the enterprises turned on Diddy. One has to be for sure Brendan Paul is his name. And the other one is going to be, in my opinion, Frankie Santella. Now, they're not going to offer KK any kind of immunity, and they're going to come after her just as hard as they came after Diddy. She's just a sitting time bomb. She's done. She is done. And Brendan was also white with very rich parents. Make this make sense to me, but you want to deal drugs. Make it what? KK comes from an upper middle class family, but you want to be in here planning freak offs, and then it was your idea for Diddy to go in the cannabis business so y'all can funnel money through there. Like, she's about as crooked as a little bit. She is crooked, probably more crooked than Diddy, because she's smarter than Diddy. Diddy was like kind of strung out his last couple years.
And I get it. Like, a lot of people go through college. It's like, hey, I've been held back. I was forced to study, make good grades in high school, get to college. I didn't really get to stay out past 9. But here's a chance I can make more money and, get it in at the parties.
Now, this really shocked me, because I say, how could KK and Brendan mess up their life like that? But Stevie J is from Buffalo, New York, and he used to be in a gospel group. He started out singing gospel music. Stevie J. And I'm not making this up. Stevie J started out singing gospel music, and somebody had told, what's the name of that group that lived in your hometown? I can't think of them.
Jodeci?
Yeah. Someone told Jodeci about him. They came to one of his, what was the name of his group? Oh, I missed the picture. He has a picture of his singing group, and they seen that he could play really good. They asked him, could he produce secular music? He said he'd give it a try. He went from a gospel artist to this. And I'm telling you guys, if you go to Hollywood and you're green, it will eat you up and spit you out. Now we got Stevie J having orgies and just and strung out, and never really had a permanent residence after he lost his money. And it's just like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. The whole thing is crazy.
From passing the tide in church to passing the towel at Diddy's house. It's like, people can grow up a certain kind of way and don't experience things. And then when they find something new and exciting, oftentimes they get hooked and just turned out. Maybe that's what happened with Stevie J.
Something happened with Stevie J. I don't know. But anyway, being around that business is very dangerous, and speaking out against Diddy is very dangerous. Now, remember, I was telling you guys yesterday what Gene Deal did was very brave. Gene Deal spoke out. And even though he's a bigger guy, and you think, well, he could whoop Puffy's, ASS. No, listen, there's no physical description on a bullet. What he did was put his life in his hands, but he felt like he had to start speaking out because Diddy was getting out of control. That's why I don't understand why No Joke is like trying to disrespect Gene instead of trying to help. Now he's over there now on Comedy Hype. Now he doing the same thing he accused Gene Deal of doing. You're just a hater, Choke, okay? But I want to hear you guys listen. So he just put out about an hour ago, Gene Deal on the Art of Dialogue. Is that the name of it? Channel. Yeah, and he spoke about how Diddy tried to contact him through a person once the ball started rolling. Let me see if I can pull this up. Now, is Gene crazy, Perry?
No, you know what? We could say it's crazy because it takes courage, right? But at a certain point, sometimes it's harder to live and just stay silent and see these things continue to go on, life's being affected. Or I say, hell, you know what? Somebody got to stand up. And I admire him for standing up because you know what? He's been, like he said, he didn't start just because the tape dropped. He's been talking about it for years. Because he, and if he was like any other bodyguard, he could have just kept swallowing, the pride and just keep getting the paycheck. So it cost him money to stop participating. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not participate. You know what I'm saying? Hanging around
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, let's listen to a little bit of what he talked about today. Here he goes.
Diddy bond being denied.
Well, they knew that was going to happen. You understand? It's no way based on the evidence that the prosecutor presented that the judge was going to allow him to be bonded out on the first get-go. Now, if he comes up with some more hearings, he might be released. But based on the evidence, they've been following him, bro. They've been tapping his phone, been having people watch him. You understand? He been coming back.
Oh, that was very interesting to me. He's saying that they didn't start this investigation when Cassie came out, that it was going on before Cassie.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
That's fascinating to know. Very fascinating. Let's keep going.
Back and forth from New York, and he don't usually be coming back to New York. And somebody was telling me that, yo, listen here, yo, he trying to get witnesses. Remember when they released that first thing of Cassie, and I said that Diddy was trying to contact people for character witnesses, people for who he had problems with before, whatever like that, and trying to talk to them in the whole 9 yards. That's when they dropped that thing with Cassie. The Homeland Security had some agency or whatever like that that deals with that, dropped that thing on Cassie to show everybody, oh, y'all want to help him? Y'all, this is what y'all want to help? This is who y'all want to, say that he ain't never did nothing. This is what you want to put your brand on? And everybody started backing up from him. Everybody was talking about, yo, man, Cassie was a gold digger. Cassie was this, that, and the third. She loved it in the whole 9 yards. And then when they seen that, all his friends or so-called friends, went away. So him not having a bond is not surprising.
Yeah, and he offered him 50.
I want to pause this for a minute. They said that Gene better watch out for a subpoena. Now, I think I remember Gene saying that if the FBI wanted to talk to him, that he would. He said this back.
Right.
I think they already talked to him.
Well, when you got that, and I would say this too, because that'd be everybody's fear, but it's no less than what he's doing now. If he's talking in public on these channels, I don't see him having a problem being, afraid of a subpoena, because I think at a certain point you get to a certain level where, right is right. And that's the road you're going to take. So I don't see him having a problem with.
You have to respect Gene. He said it years ago. And then when Cassie came out and he said, yeah, it kind of put it validated what she was saying. And he said this before the tape came out of them, the way he did what he did to Cassie.
And I understand what we're saying about the subpoena. Because what he had to worry about, is if I was him, I'd be worried about my life and my families. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's the thing. That's the hard part, why some people can never go that extra mile for right. It's just out of fear. But at this point, I don't see him being fearful from a subpoena when he's constantly saying it every day. And I don't see him in hiding nowhere.
It's crazy. Hold on. Let's keep going.
50 million, and they still denied his bond.
He should have waited to see what they was going to offer. Because if he got 50 million to get him and offer that, then they think yo, that's too little of a money.
And you right about Diddy phone being chopped, because news came out that his former bandmate from Dirty Money, she called the other group member Dunn 58 times trying to get her to stop the lawsuit against Diddy.
She ain't the only one he was trying to get in contact with. You understand? He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough. Oh, okay.
Did y'all hear that?
Damn.
Diddy tried to get in touch with Gene, okay? And sent a message, enough is enough. Go ahead, Perry. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's true. And that's why they denied that bail, because, or picked him up early. People said he was going to turn himself in. They picked him up because Diddy do what he do. You calling somebody 58 times and We know what happened in the Shyne situation. Instead of paying for Shyne attorneys, you paying people at the bar to disassociate you from the criminal act. So as long as Diddy's out, and I seen this other article, they were just saying why they denied it, because Diddy had all these little certain things he wanted to go to his house and have detention there, and he promised not to have girls there, right? But the whole thing was they were saying that you still can be on the phone and you still could intimidate people through your enterprise, through your crew. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So that's why they had to go ahead and just keep him locked up. Go ahead, Sharrell.
Let's just hear a few more and then I'll stop. I don't want to play the whole thing.
You tell Big Mama that enough is enough. You can't tell Wolf Mama enough is enough. You tell D Ferg Mama enough is enough. You understand? You tell all those people who supported you and they survivors enough is enough.
You didn't tell me about that. So he tried to get somebody to reach out to you?
Now I got a phone call from Kirk Burroughs. And Kirk Burroughs, and I ain't gonna even get this guy no play. Not Kirk Burroughs, but one of the Puff dudes that I know that's real close to him said, Kirk told me, yo, he want to reach out to you, Gene. He want to speak to you. I said, speak to me for what? What do you want to speak to me for? If he's trying to speak to me, it's for Puff. Point blank. I know the dude. I know how close he is to Puff. He's been with Puff from day one. So he ain't got nothing to say to me, bro. But Kirk Burroughs did say to me that the dude said enough is enough. When do it becomes enough? Yo, because, bro, listen, I didn't ask to be put in this situation. You understand? And a lot of people ain't going to understand this. Because a lot of people wouldn't give up what I've given up to be in this situation. You understand? My whole thing about it is when you lean on right, you ain't gonna never turn to wrong.
Woo! I can't play the whole thing. Yeah. If you don't have respect for Gene Deal, something's wrong with you. Most people are too scared to come forward. When you come forward, there's a price to pay. He probably lost a lot of money. People ridiculed him in the beginning. And he said, I'm going to do what's right no matter what.
Right. It takes courage.
Respect Gene Deal.
It takes courage for a man to come out here and do it. It really takes a lot of courage. It takes courage to go behind closed doors to the FBI, Homeland Security. Anybody should just drop dime on somebody. But when you come out here in the public and say it, it takes a hell of a lot of courage. When you know these people eventually gonna want to get rid of the problem. That's your ass talking, right? So I hear what he's saying because he's been talking about it. Now, if he would have just jumped on it right after the tapes, I was like, oh yeah, he's been saying it for years. Been saying it for years, and I think he's to that point. He's been there, so it's not like speculation for him. People go, "Oh, this it or hearsay." He's seen this shit, and I think he get to a certain point where he's tired of seeing people lose their kids. When he mentioned the mothers, right? He's tired of seeing it and just willing to go all the way out because he clearly know.
Get out there! That nigga is get out there!
You know.
All right, you guys, put in the chat. Do we believe that Diddy contacted El Chapo and was planning on turning his cannabis company into a legal drug storefront where he was going to bring in illegal drugs and legal drugs? And I know he paid $185 million for it. That we know is true. Do you guys think he asked El Chapo's people for some underage girls? Let's start seeing.
Yeah, that was the first thing. Look, no, it wasn't just underage girls, Sharrell. Go back
and boys. My bad.
and boys. No, you know what I'm saying? Both of them just a sad situation. Yeah, and Diddy had this. Well, I know you was asking them, but I think he had this grand plan: open up this canopy, and I can get all this stuff and make this money to fund all my money. What people think when I'm out here, you know, in my car is legal stuff. He'll be having the same legal packages, working out a trunk of people's cars. You know what I'm saying?
If
Like,
this is true, Diddy suffers from mental health issues. What person just sabotages their life like that? He has mental health issues.
well, he got a lot of issues, freak issues.
Kim says, I believe Bad Boy Records was a whole front for illegal activities the whole time. You know what, Kim? You just don't wake up one day and say, I want to be a drug lord. You are right. This had to start years ago, and KK tried to take it to the next level. But hey, let's open the cannabis and we can do, hide behind that. It's just a storefront.
She managed all the funds and stuff and saying, hey, it's getting a little too hard for me to hide this stuff. We need this cannabis place where we can funnel more money and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Someone says Diddy better hope Trump wins so he will give him immunity. I really do think that if President Trump won, because he has a relationship with Diddy. Don't try to hide it now. We heard what Trump Jr. had to say when he was interviewing with DJ Academics. He said, I know Diddy. I've been in the parties. We've known him a long time. My wife was really good friends with Kim Porter. This is unbelievable that we have a man running for president that was at the damn freak-offs. It's just crazy. None of it makes any sense. Don't give Diddy a pass card. He's a narcissist, child. He is a narcissist. For real. He has to have the mental health issue of stupidity. Oh, I forgot about the text messages. Perry, can you read them on your phone really quick?
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, we'll do it later. We'll do it later. Reality show of America's Racist Show. It makes sense to me since he's a convicted felon. Well, he is, and running for president. And also too, they're saying that Donald Trump had ties to Jeffrey Epstein, and so did Diddy. So this is just some weird, sick shit. As vocal as he has been, they probably already talked to him. I think so too. You're talking about Gene Deal. No one told me this. I heard him say that if the feds wanted to talk to him, he would talk to him. I think Gene Deal has talked to the feds. And that is even more respectable, Gene. Like, we appreciate what you did and what you're doing. And anybody that has a problem with that, choke, no joke, then you're a joke, choke, joke. I don't know what they call you. That's crazy. Okay. Let's see this. I didn't realize Hollywood was that nasty. You didn't? Well, I grew up around Hollywood. Now I understand why we have the one-hit wonders.
Yep.
It will chew you up and spit you out. So I went to school in San Diego, and a lot of the people there had famous parents. So, and a lot of people in my class wanted to be famous. Only couple came out famous, but it will chew you up and spit you out. All right, Perry, are there any last words?
Oh no, I think I'm good.
All right, you guys, I'm taking a Diddy break. Okay, I got other stuff to get to tomorrow morning. We're going to do that. And I promised the other person we will take care of that video tomorrow. And we've got enough. I'm going to be chopping this up, you guys, so you can find it easily in smaller clips. So until next time, should we? Bye, you guys.
Oh, yeah, bye.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Thank you, God. I lived another year.